So many Mississippians still. Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon. We are going to have an update here from Governor Tate Reeves regarding a recovery from the ice storm here within just the next couple of moments here. Again, we're continuing to follow recovery efforts across North Mississippi as folks, everything related to this kind of gets a little bit more organized. The governor yet to step up to the podium at this point here, but we hope to be able to see the latest on what they're doing with that here in just a minute. Of course, it does look like he is stepping up now. We'll see if that's popping up on their feed, the official feed here, which looks like it's still black. Give just a moment here to get that kind of reconnect here. Does not look like that feed is coming in yet, so I'm going to disconnect and reconnect from that. Give me just a moment. Try to get that up and going. We'll hear the governor's remarks related to this. Just give me just a second. The feed has been kind of quirky this week on whether or not it wants to run right away, so we'll get reconnected here. I apologize to keep you all waiting. Give me just a moment. There we are. Okay, here we go.
In addition to the 2 fatalities, 2 linemen in Alcorn County were injured while working to restore power. We are praying for a speedy recovery. This is a reminder of the dangerous conditions linemen are encountering while working to restore power. Our entire state is grateful for the literally thousands of them and for the work they are doing. Right before we came down here, approximately 79,430 in our state are without power. This is obviously down from approximately 100,000 yesterday morning and 180,000 at its peak. Again, we are seeing progress. We expect to continue to see progress throughout the weekend, although that progress is much slower than any of us would like. As I mentioned this morning, based on the reports that I received at daylight from both the Mississippi Department of Transportation and the Mississippi Department of Public Safety, traffic moved throughout the night and continues to move in both directions on northbound and southbound of Interstate 55, as well as both directions westbound and eastbound on I-22 Highway 78. That was not the case one day ago, but we were able to get those open around 7:30 last night, and they continue to be open. In fact, per the Mississippi Department of Transportation, all state maintained roads are open. Again, with the amount of ice that we are, the amount of cold weather that we are expecting tonight and tomorrow and through Sunday, we are still encouraging everyone to stay off the roads unless travel is absolutely necessary. And if you have to drive, please continue to use caution. Even if there is not ice on the highway, if you're going over a bridge, particularly one that has water underneath it, given the cold temperatures, there is a real possibility that that bridge may have ice. So slow down, proceed cautiously, take care of yourself because we want you all to get home to your families. At this point, 51 counties have submitted damage reports. MEMA has received reports of 251 homes, 22 businesses, and 9 farms damaged, destroyed, or affected statewide. In addition to that, we've had 20 public roads that have sustained major damage, and 62 have sustained minor damage. Those numbers are expected to fluctuate as damage assessments continue throughout the state. Yesterday, I signed a proclamation that extends the deadline for Mississippians in impacted counties to submit ad valorem taxes to county tax collectors, and it delays all fines for not submitting them. Today, I am announcing that 2 counties have now submitted damage reports that they previously had not yet reported. Therefore, I have added those 2 counties to be included in that original proclamation. The 2 additional counties are Lee County and Issaquah County. As a reminder, the new deadline to pay ad valorem taxes in the impacted counties is now March the 3rd of 2026. A total of 41 counties have now submitted 412 requests for assistance. A total of 49 generators have been installed in critical locations in impacted counties. The state of Mississippi continues to be in contact with all of our local emergency managers, as we will continue to deploy resources as necessary and as they are requested. Today, we have 79 warming centers that remain open. The total number of people in these warming centers is just shy of 1,500 as of 1 hour ago. We have resolved 55 medical facility issues. I want to reiterate to Mississippians that extreme cold temperatures are expected throughout the weekend. We are prepared to respond, but lows will be freezing throughout Mississippi, and wind chills could be near or below 0 degrees. Please continue to check on family, please continue to check on your friends, and please continue to check on your neighbors. We understand that many of our communities may have challenges with their water systems due to the severe cold. MEMA has stockpiles of water available and is able to quickly deliver to any impacted community throughout Mississippi. Also, the Mississippi Department of Health's water systems expert is fully plugged in and engaged with our Emergency Operations Center and will be monitoring water systems throughout the weekend. If your community is experiencing issues with its water system, please speak to your local emergency manager and request assistance. MDOT will continue performing winter weather treatments throughout our system, and they will be working on and monitoring exit ramps. I am also announcing this afternoon that I have extended the Mississippi National Guard's activation by an additional 7 days. A total of 650 soldiers are currently deployed, and they will continue to offer logistical support to the state's response. In addition, the Mississippi Department of Public Safety's Special Operations Group from across the state have also been extended through at least February the 4th. DPS regional units will remain on call to assist motorists and can help transport those without power who need to get to a warming center upon request. The state of Mississippi continues to make progress responding to the storm. We still have more work to be done. I can assure you we will not stop until that work is complete. I'll now take questions, and everyone that is standing behind me is happy to help answer should you have specific requests. Questions? Seeing no questions, I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for the work that you are doing, particularly those emergency first responders, those linemen that are doing everything in their power to help people and get the lights back on and get the heat back in individual Mississippians' home. We'll continue to pray for all, and we will continue to say, God bless Mississippi. Thank you all.
Governor Tate Reeves there again, talking about some of the recovery efforts here in Mississippi related to this. I'll bring the kind of the headlines here in the last couple minutes. Again, the extension now for the Mississippi National Guard, 650 soldiers that are currently deployed, extending that deeper into February, also extending by 7 days. DPS also going to be I guess, available in order to get folks to warming centers. And one of the questions I have is how that connection is made between the two of those, whether that is you find yourself in a situation where you need to get to a warning center, you call 911, they connect you to DPS. That's one of the things that I'm not completely sure, was not able to get in and hop in there with a question in time on that. So I apologize for that. But DPS is available. They have a special, I guess, group that will help get you to a warming center. And that is of critical importance with the forecast, because I'm going to pop over and show something that you're going to show coming up. 10 o'clock, or not 10 o'clock, but pretty much all the shows today. But I do want to at least show this before we go. One of the issues is just how cold temperatures are going to get overnight. We expect them to get down there into the mid-teens. And when you factor in a northwest wind at 15 miles per hour, that means wind chill temperatures are going to be close to zero. So that makes a difference if you're outside. If you're inside, the 15th of critical importance, because you'll notice we just do not increase much tomorrow, maybe mid-20s. So with extreme cold, and I don't like throwing around that word, but this isn't record-setting cold, but it's significant considering he mentioned still nearly 80,000 Mississippians without power, and a large portion of those here in the northeast part of the state and north part of the state. We need to be planning to get someplace warmer, because this is colder than it has been the last couple of nights. It's been more manageable, but if you're one of those folks that kind of starting to run out of whatever it takes, then you need to make sure that you are planning ahead now to get to one of those locations. Let's see here. We're looking behind the scenes here. I do know that there were a few reporters there, not as many reporters as were there yesterday, just checking kind of on the Zoom as far as that's concerned. The power outage situation is improving. We hope to talk to Northern District Public Service Commissioner Chris Brown a little later on this evening here. Power outages, we're down to 15,000 outages there for folks. Whoop, that's got interesting pop-up there on top of me. We'll see if I can figure out why that is there. Apologize for that. Let's kill Zoom and see if that, well, that didn't help us. Huh. Well, that's something. We'll take that back down. I guess we could show power outages a different way here. Always a new little quirk, isn't there? You can see the very cold conditions. We talked about that a moment ago. Their power outage situation is expected to improve over the course of the next couple of days, but ultimately it's going to probably take weeks before we see full restoration. We start look by percentage here. Again, still large percentages of Tippah, Benton, Lafayette, Yalobusha counties, and then obviously many other locations back into the Delta there. Part of this, Greenwood out there still sitting at 66% power outages, 61% there, closer to Rolling Fork, Chula, we're looking at about 28%. Still Yalobusha County in the county, about 60% or so, 50% for both locations around Charleston and back up there closer to the Oxford area still. So unfortunately, still large percentages of folks without power. We'll kind of get a little bit of recap on that. We will check in with some emergency managers coming up during our forecast coming up at that'd be, I guess, 5 p.m. this evening. We'll talk a lot more about that kind of information. Our live shows, we do have those every day at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. I'm looking behind the scenes here just to double check on some of your questions. Carroll County certainly dealing with many issues there, waiting on a few folks to lose power. Hopefully that is not the case, but certainly it is dangerously cold weather. We'll talk more about everything related to this and get some updates from some local emergency managers coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock. Keep it here for the latest, and thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and supporting us here on Mississippi Live Weather.
Frozen pipes can cause serious damage. That's why Absolute Restoration is giving away free faucet covers to our community while supplies last. Installing them is easy. Just slide the foam sleeve over your outdoor faucet and secure it snugly. Also remember to disconnect hoses, open cabinet doors under sinks, and let faucets drip during extreme cold. Call or text to check availability, and from our family to yours, please stay warm and protected.